Hello everyone, I'm so glad you're joining us this month. This month is all about letters and letter recognition. So there's a million different things you can do to help your child recognize uppercase letters and lowercase letters. We're just going to give you a few of those ideas today. First thing that you're going to have in your bag is these lowercase letter magnets. It is so easy at the store, like the Dollar Tree and the Mighty Dollar, to find uppercase letters really cheap, but it is so hard to find the lowercase letters. So we're giving those to you today. Lowercase letters are typically harder for kids to recognize, so we want to give you that tool to work with them at home on. And you will notice that the consonants are in blue and the vowels are in red. So when you start, once your child recognizes these letters, then they can start to build CBC words with them, like such words like cat, hat, mop, things that have the vowel in the middle. 3 words that have the vowel in the middle. So what we can do with these CBC words is you're going to grab your magnetic pen that we gave you a couple months ago, and then your sheets are in your bag. This is ABC order, and what it is, it simply has the alphabet on it, and your child has to put the letters in the correct order. So they're going to start with A and just put them in the correct order. This one is already laid out for them, so it has a template for them to go by, and it's going to get harder as we go on. So they're just simply going to put their magnetic letters on the sheet. Now you'll see it progresses and gets a little bit harder. So if your child doesn't know their letters, this is a great sheet to start with. Then it's going to get a little bit harder. They have to think for themselves what comes next. So we're going to look for where D goes, and it's going to come before E. So they're going to have to think A, B, C, D. So it gets a little bit harder. We've got that one, and then we also have one for uppercase letters. Now, we don't have uppercase letter magnets for you to take home, but literally you can get those anywhere. We figured most people would have those at home already. We know that the Dollar Tree and the Mighty Dollar always has them, and they're literally $1 a pack. So we're going to give you the sheets to go along with those, okay? Something else that we have for you is this cute little magnetic letter, not magnetic, magic letter hunt. What it is, it's going to go with this paint set. It's a watercolor paint set. So you're going to take out the paintbrush and you're going to get a little bit of paint on there, make it wet, get a little bit of paint on there, and your child is going to take their paintbrush and they're going to color in each square. Now what it is that in each square there's a letter, and each letter is going to be letters in their name. So your child has a personalized template just for them, okay? So I think this one is Kyson because it's got 5 blocks, and I remember seeing the K and a Y in there somewhere. So you might think, how in the world is the letters going to show up? Well, that's the magic of it. Your child doesn't know, they're just going to think it's magical. But it's actually a white crayon that I've taken and wrote in each square. So if you want to do this at home, all you have to do is take a white crayon and write on a white sheet of paper, and then when they color on top of it, it's going to not color on top of the crayon, so it's going to show up the letters. You can do this as they progress. You can do different letters. You can spell words for them, all kinds of different things that you can incorporate for this. And this is like the most simplest idea ever, but I promise it really, really works. I've told all my parents about it. It is a simple tool to use at home. All you need to do is grab sticky notes, or if you don't have sticky notes, grab a piece of paper and a piece of tape and stick it to the wall. You're going to write a letter that your child does not know, and you're going to stick it to something. So you can stick it to the refrigerator if they're getting ready to get a drink out or some snack out. They're going to have to touch the letter, say the letter, and if they already know the letter, have them say the sound. K says K, then they get out what's in the refrigerator. If you want to stick it to the kitchen or the bathroom sink before they brush their teeth, they need to touch it and say it every time that they go in the bathroom to wash their hands, okay? You can use this multiple ways. Stick it on their door every time they touch it, or go out the door, they have to touch it and say the letter. Super simple, super easy, but as soon as they learn that, usually about 3 times in a row, 3 days consistently in a row, we say that they've mastered it. You're going to toss it out, you're going to write a new letter and try it again. Hey guys, Miss Laura here. at Adair County Primary Center with Grow With Me at ACPC. I'm so excited to explain these letter and letter sound activities to you. You guys, this is going to be so much fun. I hope you're as excited as I am. All right, the first thing I'm going to talk about, it's upside down. The first thing I'm going to talk about is this little insert that you can put right into your binder, okay? Now, I think this is very helpful because it gives you the formation of how to write each letter. So we want our kiddos to start at the top of the box, and it even gives little dots, and we want their letter to fit in the grade area. So we're really practicing on letter formation, where we start, where we finish, top and bottom, okay? This is great practice with letters, and we have some numbers down here. You can even practice reading. So it's really important for our kids to learn that we read from left to right, and this is an awesome skill to help them do that. So what they can do before they write, they can read A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Remember, because we're coming from left to right, so we want to move our finger. And if your kiddo is having a hard time with this, be sure you model first, and then you can even do hand over hand and go through the alphabet. The same way with numbers. So we can start over here and we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could even line up items and under each number to match up. So that is something that you can slide into your child's binder, use your dry erase marker that we've sent home, and then just erase and reuse. Now, I'm really excited to show you these other two activities. One of my favorite book series is with this little old lady. So our book for this month is There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed the ABCs. So you can read this with your kiddo. And after you read through one time, you could go back and ask them to find certain letters that are in the book. So this is the alphabet bag that we're sending home. I think Miss Jody talked to you about it earlier. But you could put these out, and even if you pulled like the first 4 letters of the alphabet out first, and then you said, okay, where's the letter A? A says like alligator and astronaut, okay? Don't overwhelm your kiddo by putting like all the letters out there, because they're gonna be like, searching, and it might be a little too difficult. Now, if it's too easy for your child, of course, put more letters out there until you see that they're getting frustrated, because we don't want that. We want this to be fun for them. A really good idea is to put these letters on the magnetic pan that we sent earlier. That's just going to help keep them in a space and organized. Okay, so you can ask them to search for letters after reading the book. And wait for it. Oh, I'm so excited. They can feed the old lady in their bag the letter. So as they feed her, they could say, A says, ah, and then put it in the bag, and they fed the old woman. So I hope that your kiddos have so much fun with this activity. And then another activity that you can do is writing in rice. Now, it's really important for our kiddos to have different opportunities to write letters. Not only do we want them to use a pencil or a marker, but we want to give them some different textures to write in. Sand is an awesome thing to let your kiddo draw in, but today Miss Jody and I have prepared rice, and it's colored rice, which makes it just a little more fun. We placed it in a bag just to send home, but you just take this out, you'll pour it in your container, and then you could show your child a letter, and then they would write it in the sand. Now, we think it's really beneficial to take a colored paper and put in under, because whenever they move that sand around, they're gonna see the color that's in underneath their container, and then they'll be able to see the blue A or the blue B or whatever letter they're working on. Now, if your child is familiar with sounds, you can give them a sound. Say, oh, how about you show me ah, and ask them if they can just write that. But if your child is just learning, which is completely fine, you can show them a magnetic letter, or you can come back with the book and find a letter and ask them, oh look, this is the letter F, it says, and ask them if they can write that in their rice. Okay? Now, your child can also turn this sideways and they can practice writing their name. Or they can turn it back this way and they can practice writing their numbers too. So this is really something that you can carry over to different skills as well, okay? We hope that you guys are so excited about our letter activities and you have fun with all of these activities that we've given you. Don't forget, on April 15th is our next series, and it is all about rhyming. It's going to be awesome. We hope to see you there. Bye, guys.